So here with another Transgirl CNC where we talk about comics, cartoons, and other awesome nerd shit. So, it's our midweek video, and as promised in last week's midweek video, we're going to be talking about this guy right here. That's right, it's our March previews book. This is, of course, every comic, every manga, every little thing coming out in March that you can pick up at your local comic book retail store. Now, I was just personally going into your local comic book shop, checking out this book, just thumbing through it, finding what you like, placing an order, because they're going to deliver it to the comic shop. And then the comic shop's going to tell you when it comes, so you don't have to worry about it. But before we get into all that, well, I mean, we just got into all that, but let's talk about now a few titles that are coming out in March that I myself am picking up that I think you should read. I would never suggest anything to you that I myself am not reading because, well, I want you to believe that I have faith in whatever I'm talking about. So, at least that's what I would like if I were watching somebody review comic books. Now, starting off is our honorable mention. This is, of course, it's an okay comic book, but, I'm getting it a little not reprehensively, but, it looks good, but I could take it or leave it. I'm going to take it, of course, but I could take it or I could leave it. It is Dr. Star and the Kingdoms of Lost Tomorrows by Dark Horse Publications. Now, this is a book about an aging superhero who's trying to reconnect with his son and hopefully get him to take over the mantle of Dr. Star. Through the comics run, we're going to find out how he got his powers. We're going to find out more about the world in which he resides in. And that all sounds really, really interesting, which is why I'm picking it up. But I definitely have much more interesting titles coming out in March, and that's why it's our honorable mention. Now, the writer is Jeff Lemire, and the artist is Max Fuimara. I probably mispronounced that entirely, but definitely, if that sounds like your kind of thing, check it out. Dr. Star and the Kingdoms of Lost Tomorrows. It's got a really cool title, so, at least has that going for it. Our number 4 spot is Jirai. I think that's how you pronounce it. Jirai from Aspen Comics. Now, the artist is J.T. Kroll, the writer is J.T. Kroll, and the artist is Michael Santamaria. That's right. It's the 3rd volume in this series, so it's about Ara's, and it's about Ara. She's looking for her kidnapped mother, and she stumbles into a faraway village and finds some tranquility there. But there might be things going on in said village that are more than they seem. Now, it also focuses on Torenthal, who continues his search to unlock the history of the divine birth of the mysterious Djinn. And if all of that sounds super confusing, don't worry. Aspen is also releasing a primer volume. It's only 25 cents. So you can find out everything about these characters, everything that's relevant to the story. That way you're going in with some kind of knowledge about the book. So that's why it's number 4, is because it sounds interesting, but of course you do have to do some light reading to kind of, get into it. So that's fine. Number 3 is Prism Stalker from Image Comics. The writer and the artist is Salone Leon. It's spelled Leong, so I think the G is silent. I'm not sure, I'm probably butchering the name. But it's about Vep. She is a young refugee being raised far away from her planet on a distant colony as an indentured citizen. An indentured citizen means she has to do all the crummy, crappy work. It's indentured servitude. And she wants out. She's like, I need to get out of this situation. I need to live my own life. But she's worried about her family on the colony. Her ties are to them. She cares about them a lot, but she doesn't know what she can do for them, and the opportunity to leave is growing ever more. It's getting more close. She doesn't know if she's going to be able to leave sooner rather than later, and so that's kind of where the story is. It's going to be, I think, of course, these are my theories, it's going to be a journey of self-discovery, of wonder. I love good sci-fi, of course, and I love female characters, so it's got everything that I particularly want. But there's not a lot to go on, so here's hoping it's as good as I think it will be. You never know. Image generally doesn't let me down on the titles that I do read from them, but I am a little picky when it comes to their books. So there's that. They produce a lot, you know? Number 2. Now was almost number 1 for me because I just particularly like the character a whole lot, and it's going to be interesting to see what they're doing with it. So, but yes, this was almost our number 1, which means our number 1 is super great. It's the Green Hornet. I know, totally an old comic book character, but Green Hornet by Dynamite Comics. Now, the story on this is... The story from this picks up after Kevin Smith's Green Hornet back in 2007, I believe. 2007, 2005. Basically, picking up from there, and Brett Reed Jr., who took over the mantle of Green Hornet from his father after his untimely death, goes missing. He goes missing after a party on one of his friend's yachts, and it's up to Kato and his daughter Mulan to figure out what happened, you know, where Brett is, and at the same time keep crime on the low so people don't put 2 and 2 together that, you know, the owner of Sentinel Publications has gone missing, crime's on the rise, nobody can find the Green Hornet. They don't want people to put that and that together, so it's Mulan going out as the Green Hornet, being the Green Hornet, which is cool, because in Kevin Smith's version, she was Kato. And that's fine and all, but it's interesting to see her going into the main role. I don't know if she'll have the Kato, if her father will take up his old mantle or not. It'll be interesting, definitely interesting to see how that goes. Now, the reason I'm totally suggesting this is because it is writer Amy Chu. She's done Poison Ivy, she's done Red Sonja, she's currently doing Deja Thora, she's done a lot of great stuff, and I think she's really going to take the comic in a really interesting direction, a really great direction, because while I did kind of enjoy Kevin Smith's run of Green Hornet, there is certainly some underlying racial tensions in the way that some of the things are worded, and I understand that was on purpose, but it's still a little uncomfortable, so it'll be interesting to watch somebody else take the reins of that and see what they can do with it. The artist is Jermaine Irmosp. I'm probably mispronouncing that too, but the art looks really stellar. It looks really good, and I am just so excited to watch Mulan. I don't know why her name's Mulan, but it's got to be because it's starting after Kevin Smith's run of it. So, it's going to be cool. I have the high hopes for this, and I hope you'll check it out too. It's by Dynamite Comics, of course. They've always done the Green Hornet comics, and they've always been pretty stellar. I really like the Green Hornet personally. So, check it out in March. Green Hornet by Dynamite Comics, being written by Amy Chu. I can't wait to see what she does with the character Mulan and how everything goes from her kind of being the sidekick to taking on this main role. It's going to be neat. And finally, our number 1 comic this preview is called Breathless. It's by Black Mask Studios. It's about a woman, of course. As you'll notice, I tend to pick comics that feature around women, so that's on me. Breathless by Black Mask Studios is about Scout Turner, and she's a cryptozoologist, which already has me sold on the entire thing. Even if, and it's a great thing because she actually studies and discovers and catalogs supernatural creatures. So even if it was just about this person hunting for these creatures that don't exist, I would still be on board, but the fact that the creatures exist makes me real excited. But she discovers that a new species of monster has the cure for asthma in its venom, and as soon as she discovers that and reports on it, she has to go on the run from Kenilworth pharmaceuticals and the monsters they've hired to kill her. Now, she doesn't have anybody at her side except for her clueless, bumbling assistant who happens to be a morally ambiguous succubus and her geriatric old dog. She doesn't know if she's going to be able to escape from the reaches of the medical monopoly that is this pharmaceutical company, and it's just going to be kind of just seem like a journey. I don't know if she's going to go for I need to expose these people, or I need to, get this to a more benevolent company so that they can produce it, or I need to figure out a way to produce it myself. I don't know where the story's going to go, but it's so cool sounding, so interesting. I love cryptozoology, and Black Mass really has never let me down in anything that they've produced. They, of course, have done Kim and Kim, both knives, beautiful canvas, Jade's Street Protection Services. Like, they're really great. Now, unfortunately, I didn't write down the artist or the writer on that, and that's my bad, but what can you do? Check it out for yourself. In the previous book, go to your local comic shop, order some comics, find something that you like that maybe I didn't talk about, because this thing has got over 500 pages of just pure stuff for you to get. And a great article about webcomics too this month on page 24. So that's everything. That's everything I'm suggesting to you. I hope you'll check some of these out. I hope you'll find your own comics that you really want to read. And yeah, that's it. So our main video is coming up, of course, and the topic, you're going to want to be here for it. So definitely tune back in. But until then, enjoy comics, enjoy cartoons, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.